World of Leaders is a massive multiplayer social role-playing game. The action is turn-based in real time. Players take on the role of the politicians, artists, and journalists of our current world. To create a character, you just have to give it its first and last name, possibly add an image to give it some life, upload or webcam, and choose its place of residence. For the politician, if the city chosen is available, he will then automatically become the mayor. Then, for the journalist, the player should choose the style of newspaper he will write for, the field of predilection for the artist, and the political party for the politician, anywhere from the far right to the far left. He can also be apolitical. The two key values of a character found on his identity card are his rates of popularity and fame. The popularity rate measures how much he is liked, and the fame rate measured how well he is recognized. These variables, which evolved throughout the game, are determined in order to establish the rankings of the character and of election results. The player can progress through the game by planning actions in his agenda, create events to promote his ideas or talents, and develop his relationship network. In the agenda, the player can move from place to carry out actions, meet other characters, or participate in events. To help travel from place to place, the player can use the information provided by the World Press Agency, which keeps track of important upcoming events. The actions in the agenda can earn fame and popularity points as well as money, as credit in the game's currency, for artist characters. Artists can also earn credits in relation to the number of spectators when they perform live. Journalists are paid in relation to the number of readers of their articles, and politicians receive a daily salary based on the political functions they hold within society and within their political party. Events are essential to become more recognizable. The creation of an event is a multimedia montage that can include text, images, sound, and video. Once created, the event can be booked in a live venue. The credit price of the venue depends on its size. The event can also benefit from advertising inserts to give it more visibility. Once planned, it is then seen and commented on by other players, which will boost the popularity and fame of its creator. A politician's event is a political meeting allowing him to put forward his ideas, notably to become elected. For the artist, a live performance is his chance to show his talents, and the journalist analyzes and comments on what's happening in the world in the form of a newspaper article. The development of a friend network is very important for climbing up the social ladder, especially at election time. Meetings take place during travels in the agenda. Exchanges made in the various official or event discussion lines can also help one stand out from the crowd. Player messaging works in two ways: the public network known by everyone, and the private network, visible only by followers. Players can have sponsors or sponsorees and can even marry, which can also strengthen their popularity and fame. Note that characters can directly give each other credits, which is very important when designing political strategy. The game is punctuated with numerous political elections, which brings into play the positions of the elected: mayors, leaders, and members of political party offices, members of parliament, victors of the party primaries, and heads of state. All characters can participate in elections on the day of the vote. The results of the elections depend on these votes, but also on the popularity and fame of the candidates. As in real life, the head of state names his ministerial cabinet, who then draft bills. In order to be adopted, a bill has to be presented in Parliament and voted for by members. Passed bills will impact the national values of the country, which allows the results of each government based on its policy to be followed. A head of state can also present resolutions to the UN, which, if voted for by the other heads of state, could change the face of the world. Before becoming head of state or minister, the politician must establish a career within his party. There, he can create schools of thought and interact by proposing polls. As mayor, the politician can run his city in minute detail, establishing different taxes, recruiting specialized personnel, construction of different infrastructure, creation of local events, decisions based on the issue of the day. If the role of the politician is central, the artists and journalists also participate actively in the life of the society. Artists travel the country exhibiting their artistic creations in order to receive advice from their audience. Journalists can unearth and discover new talents, interview the major figures of the world, assert their own truths on proposed projects, and inquire into influencing people. The artists and journalists consulted the most become famous, and their opinions weigh heavily in the decision-making of the community, especially at election time. The roles of artists and journalists turn out to be fundamental in devising multi-character strategy, so much that they can be named ministers and, for the best among them, can even be elected head of state. World of Leaders is a unique game in its genre. The rules are decided by the community of players. A new world will emerge from their ideas, their creativity and imagination, and their ability to collaborate.